Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to NTUC Learning Hub webinar for Skills Future Month 2021. Now, Skills Future Singapore and NTUC Learning Hub are proud to present this online learning experience to help you to upskill for a better career and a better life. Thank you so much for joining us today. The webinar will be starting soon. Now, while we're waiting for the rest of the attendees to join in, you can visit www.skillsfuturemonth.sg to find out more about the upcoming free webinars that you can also sign up for. Also, do stay all the way till the end, as we do have a post-webinar survey, and 2 participants who complete the survey stand to win $10 fair price online vouchers. Now, for the busy professionals who prefer learning at your own pace, NTUC Learning Hub has made learning accessible anytime, anywhere through the online learning platform, LHub Go. And in celebration of NTUC's 60th anniversary, NTUC Learning Hub continues to provide care and protection to members by providing upskilling opportunities. Now, NTUC members will get to enjoy the exclusive LHub Go Grow 60 to support your lifelong learning journey anytime, anywhere. And for a limited time only, instead of paying the usual price of $26 per year, NTUC members can now enjoy 60 popular courses at just $6 per year. Now, for more information, simply click the website link available in the chat box to find out more. Now, for now, simply sit back, relax, and I will be returning shortly to start the session. Thank you very much. Once again, a very big hello to all ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome, everybody, to Skills Future Month 2021. My name is Karen, and I will be your host for today. Now, Skills Future Month brings forth an exciting myriad of opportunities for you to discover how you can enhance your skill set and employability. With more than 130 interactive learning events all lined up, you have enjoyed unparalleled access to a wealth of knowledge from our network of partners, be it that you're looking for a job, for upgrading your skills to give yourself that competitive edge. Now, Skills Future Month is the perfect opportunity for you to get a head start on your lifelong learning journey. Now, this event also provides easy access to information on how Skills Future and the SG United Jobs and Skills Package can help you to stay relevant in the new economy. Now, Skills Future Singapore and NTUC Learning Hub are glad to bring you this exciting online learning experience. Now, do stay all the way to the end, because we do have a post-webinar survey where 2 participants who complete the survey will win $10 fair price online vouchers. Now, today we have with us Mohammed Kamal bin Khamis. He is the Emeritus President of Singapore Halal Culinary Federation, the co-founder of Halal Lifestyle Consultant and Management Company, Kitchen SQ LLP, and of course also the Administrative Affairs Coordinator of World Platform of Islamic Countries Culinary Societies. Now, some of you may recognize Kamal from our local television shows. Now, on top of that, he has also been involved in several state and international events, such as IMF 2006, APEC Summit 2009, Gulfood 2013, Halal Food Expo 2016 in Tokyo, Japan, as well as Oishi Japan Expo 2016 in Singapore. So everybody, be sure to questions, if you've got any questions for Kamal, then be sure to use the Q&A function at any time, and he will do his best to address them. So without further ado, I'll hand the time over to Kamal. Kamal, please.
Thank you very much, Karen. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, be part of the Skills Future Month. So today's topic is quite unique, close to everyone's heart. Okay, but before anything, I think it's a good introduction. Let me just quickly see whether How else I can add? Yes, I'm an FMB graduate from University Nevada, Las Vegas. I'm a certified beef implement advanced food hygiene, so I can deliver the basic food hygiene or food safety course level 1. Also ACTA certified. Not only food safety, I also deliver specialty coffee, cooking, baking, and F&B management. I've been active with Yellow Ribbon, formerly SCORE, for the past 7 years, in and out of prison for a good reason. Okay, so yes, that's about it. Let's continue. Okay, so today I hope you guys are sitting back and comfortable. Get yourself your pick-me-up drink or your comfort snacks whatsoever, because it's going to be a 2-hour ride. All right, so but nevertheless, it's going to be a fun ride lah. I promise you that. Okay, so we're going to start with a short introduction of the course and all that, and some of the centers and the bodies that is related to this topic, and also the major content sharing, which also include the necessary applications, but not so much on the food safety course content. That is where you need to sign up and acquire the certificate. And also summarizing everything. And lastly will be the Q&A. I sure hope we can actually receive your Q&As, your question at 3:30. You can type or write it down somewhere. 3:30, get it ready. I can look up your questions and reply promptly. For those who are unable for me to actually reply, I'm very sorry, but no worries. We can actually assist each other in a way of replying to your queries. I hope this is clear, so we have an understanding of how this is going to be delivered. Okay, let's go. All right, so I'm sure all of you are familiar with Singapore food agencies, right? The sole authority that regulates Singapore food retail industry from all avenues, all corners. Anything to do with food, guys, is under Singapore food agencies. So no more under NEA and AVA. Yeah? So if you need to apply for food shop license, this is mandatory. All right, you have to apply.
So sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I think you've forgotten to share your slides.
Okay. Oh, apologies.
No worries. So of course, everybody, thank you so much for joining us once again. Let's just give Kamal a bit of time to set up the slides. And of course, at the bottom, you probably see a chat as well as a Q&A. Remember, if you've got any questions, then please use the Q&A box. All right, Kamal, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Karen. So can everyone, Karen, can you see the slide?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so just go back very quickly. All right, so yes, introductions at 2, which is already started, and more later on the regulatory bodies and authorities, content sharing from then on, and summarizing everything, and lastly, looking forward to your Q&As at 3:30 p.m. So it's going to be a short 2 hours. So yes, as mentioned earlier, get yourself comfortable. Let's go. Okay, as mentioned, Singapore food agencies, the regulatory bodies in charge of all matters pertaining to food, all food that enters Singapore, farm, offshore farming, and all that. So they regulate all kind for our own safety. Yes, okay, we want to be assured of the safety of the food. There must be someone, there must be a body that regulates to ensure that it is safe for us. It is safe for us to consume for all walks. Okay. And SkillsFuture, I think you're familiar with them. You can actually look up your credit and sign up for the courses. As mentioned by Karen earlier, there's so many courses for career change and all that. I benefited, okay, I myself benefited from this SkillsFuture, where I actually pursuing my applied food science and nutrition, finishing my last semester. Hopefully I can get myself a diploma in that. All right. So a combination of both Singapore Food Agency and SkillsFuture, they came out with this title, Follow Food and Beverage Safety. That was the previous one, but right now it's under Food Safety Course Level 1. So for those who are keen to work in F&B or even home-based businesses, to know how best to actually exercise good food safety and hygienic approach, then you must sign up for this class. All right, you can read up, not a problem, but there's a touch and go kind of knowledge. It's not localized. It's not what is been approved or regulated. So it's best for you to sign up. Use your SkillsFuture credit. Why not? Yeah. I've been training this for the past eight years. Yeah. And I've trained foreign workers. I've trained locals, industry players, and also home-based businesses. So young executive, graduates, all this. And so they are well informed. They can better approach their applications for whose safety? For all of our safety. All right, so NTUC LearningHub, I'm one of the allied educators. So this is where actually they also offer courses, okay, food safety courses under NTUC LearningHub. So you can sign up. There's so many centers, okay, no problem. You can look them up and also sign and register online. Okay, the objective of today's short session will be to explain briefly the direct, indirect cross-contamination, how it can occur, and also outlining the food safety working principles and applications. It's not so much of just touch and go, it's very in-depth, okay, but not so in-depth until that you do not need to sign up for the class to get yourself certified. My words cannot be used to justify your position in the industry or according to CAMA, according to SFA. You have to be really certified. You have to sit for the whole day class if you're a starter, or a refresher half day class. Okay, it's either face-to-face or virtual online learning. Also, the outcome, what we will expect to get out of this short session is to realize the potential contamination avenues. How can food be contaminated? How best to prevent them? Once you know, then you need to acquire the knowledge, the standard approach set by who, regulated by who. So, and apply clean, separate, cook, and chill, the very fundamental working principles of food safety. Basic food safety, and also apply at every touch point. Once you acquire the knowledge, there's no point just shelving it, or even if you attend the class, the course, you are certified, put it aside and then just go back to your old habits. No, that's not how it works. Yeah, you have to apply at every touch point and sustaining the application, whether it's for that 1 week, short-term, part-time, 3 months temporary, or full-time, 2 years, 3 years. Whenever you're in the food industry, when you apply, you have to sustain for all well-being, your health, the morale of the staff, the health of the well-being of the consumers, and also the economy of the businesses. And lastly, upgrade necessarily. Okay, there are food safety course level 1 and higher level up to FSMS. So as for now, we just touch on the food safety course level 1, which is the basic food safety. Okay, a public health priority. Okay, this is important. The stressing word here is public health. All right. Okay, let's go. Okay, so basically what happens is that we need to know how food can be contaminated. Okay, once we identify them, we can approach with care. Okay, number 1 is microorganism, biological, okay, pathogen. I'm sure somewhere, somehow, we are actually have encountered or experienced ourselves food poisoning. All right, we ate something which is undercooked, contaminated, or full of toxin or spoiled. So we suffer with diarrhea, fever, nausea, vomiting, and whatnot. Right? So it's important to recognize they are the one who actually leads to foodborne illnesses, then foodborne diseases. Okay, next will be physical hazard. Unwanted foreign object, I call them UFO, not the flying saucer or this thing, yeah? Or bodies. Okay, gadgets, tools, your handphone placed beside your food preparation, your cutting board, keep on touching, looking, posting, you did not wash in between. So, and you bring it to the toilet, your phone, worse. And the other tools, wrong use of tools, and also application of non-food grade materials. So you can know more, right? But I'll give you a surface information, which is also necessary. What kind of food grade material, non-food grade material to avoid and use and all that. And lastly, chemical hazard. We need them, all right? We need them to be part of our working environment, to maintain cleanliness, hygiene, to disinfect, to sanitize, to really thoroughly clean our tools, our work area, our surfaces, all right? Okay. So now we move on to the microorganism, the number 1. I would like you to be with me to identify them as public enemy number 1, or our number 1 enemy. Because what you do when you face the enemy, you're better prepared. When you go to war, facing enemy, you're better prepared. You cover all areas, all avenues, all corners. You don't want to be shot. You do not want to be shortchanged, or worse, contaminated. So according to National Center for Infectious Disease Singapore, these are the common pathogens that cause foodborne illnesses. All right, you can read up. So it's very unique, the findings and the readings. Let's continue. So I'm sure some of you are familiar with all this. Yeah, Salmonella is very common, not salmon, the fish salmon, the exotic salmon where you can enjoy. This is salmonella. Okay, I don't want you later when you see the word, read the word salmon on the packaging, you feel you relate to salmonella. It's psychological thing. Yeah, no, it's not. It's a very microorganism. Micro means you have to observe them under a microscope. It's nothing that you can see right now. Well, the thing with them is that they are airborne. They are on the work surface. They are on our hands. So we have to be careful, constantly careful. E. coli is water-based related to feces. Okay, especially driving down the stream, contaminated water. And Bacillus cereus, okay, related to baked goods, breads, and all that. Yeah, flour. Let's move on. The types of food that this microorganism love. You notice the type of food that they love is similar. We love protein-rich food. We love our meat. They too love our meat. We love our vegetables, our dairies, our seafood. They also love the food that we love. So we have to be careful, be mindful, because there are a potential chance of contaminating our food if we are not careful. Next, what are the symptoms if we suffer such? Okay, we actually will be down with diarrhea, abdominal cramps, nausea, fever, vomiting. So you need to visit doctor. And these are the signs that if you suffer any of these, you cannot continue. You must stop, report your condition, and get yourself recovered, meaning to say medicated and recover well. Then you can come back to work because it's food related. So don't report to work thinking that you're the only one who can actually execute well, do the operation well, that you decided to continue just normal small fever or small diarrhea, that you eat po chai pill, you have your own black charcoal pill, whatsoever, you can recover. No, it's food related. So when this happens to you, please visit doctor, consult doctor, and get medication. Right? Stop the spread. Okay, next. What are the causes? Likelihood, food, drink, and undercooked food, and all that. All right. Unhygienic practices by you, the food handler, should you decide to be part of us in the F&B industry. All right. Yes, they are sensitive to temperature. That is the reason why later on inside the slide, we will share with you the key temperature for you to look out for. The ideal settings for you to ensure that the food will not grow, the food will be inhibited, the food will not multiply, if the food will be destroyed. Okay, but take note, there are, however, some heat-resistant spores from Clostridium botulinum, and they will multiply even at proper refrigeration. So don't think anything you put in the chiller will be safe. How? Unless you take this course, unless you read up, then you know there are some bacteria that are also heat stable, that are also anaerobic, which means they do not need oxygen to survive. They can actually form a spores, wait until there's opportunity, and there's oxygen, then they start to multiply. So be careful, yeah. Some more worse, yeah. They are micro, you cannot see with your naked eyes. All right, let's continue. All right, guys, I'm sure you all can recall this. Some of you who are new may not be able to remember or know the news. One of the epidemiology period for our food services is the outbreak of, okay, where two of them died after eating or consuming the Indian rojak. Okay, if you read up, there are lapses, which is very scary, I would say startling. Yeah, the place is very temporary. The Geylang market, wet market, the food centers, or there's a temporary place full of rats, rodents, and they practice unhygienically in terms of storage and overall cleanliness. So this is what happened. Yeah, so does not mean you already 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or even you do home-based business, you already 10 years serving quiz and no complaint, nothing happened. That doesn't mean you should continue to pick up new knowledge, find ways how to improve your deliverables, because that could be the difference between success and failure. Yeah. Okay, so please, the more senior, the more seasoned you are in the business, the more careful you should be. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, these are some of the cases I'm going to share with you quickly. Okay, Listeria that happens in Singapore. So please, even fruits, okay, innocent looking fruits, imported fruits, they can actually cause outbreak, all right, with all this Listeria. So this one you can read up. I'm just going to touch and go. This one related to salmonella, quite recent, okay, imported eggs. Okay, so this is where SFA role is key, where they actually inspect and they regulate and they reject, they stop they permit. So you guys like me and you, commoners, right? You can freely go to the market, supermarket, and buy things off the shelf from the wet market, fishmongers and all that without concern. So someone must regulate. So please respect their roles, please appreciate their roles, and you too must respect your food. All right. So now back to this. Okay, what are the physical hazards that we should avoid using them when we prepare, pack, serve our food? Metallic fasteners to secure food wrapper. Olden days, you can still see here stapler being used to secure a sandwich wrapper. So not now. If you happen to notice or spot or see one, advise the vendors so the vendor can actually acquire that knowledge and stop the supplier or do something about it to ensure safety for all consumers. This one familiar. Yes, long ago fish and chip was served in the newspaper pages. Kacang putih, I don't know whether you all remember kacang putih. Watch movie. I know I'm very senior. We watched movie that time before the arrival of popcorn, the nachos and cheese and all that, and soft drink. We enjoy the kacang putih inside a magazine page. The beautiful thing about that experience is such that when you finish eating your kacang, you open up the page, it's news to you. You can read news about Hollywood artists, about fashion, about music. But no, not now, not in current context. It's not permitted. The ink, the grease, the paper material will contaminate the food. All right. Okay. So yes, okay. Things that we use to fish. Okay, we use fish hook, netting, and all that. The plastic nets, all this. This thing can be caught inside the catch. Okay, let me share with you my personal experience. All right. While I was actually managing a wedding event, so what happens is that one of the guests actually choked and coughing out blood. So he rushed to the toilet. So we all panicked. As an operator, as a manager during the events, I was panicked, don't know what to do. So we tried to find ways how to help him to pull out the thing that choked him. So he felt something there. All of us thought it was a fish bone, eating fish. So it's not how else can thing got stuck if not fish bone, right? So we were wrong. So thankfully he managed to pull it out, and we got all shocked, okay, by the findings. It was actually a rusty fish hook that got stuck on the upper throat, inside his upper throat, right? Okay, got stuck and caused him to cough out blood. So these are the things. So yes, nowadays extra care. We have metal detector, but catches from seafood, from the ocean is difficult. So we have to be careful. So these are also considered physical hazards, yeah. All right. Human hair. Yeah, these are the most common one. Oh, very nice bread, Lisa. Okay. Anyway, so human hair, yes. Okay, the commonly found UFO or bodies in food. Okay, so it's important to note that we should not just put it aside, don't complain, don't highlight. We have to do our part. That is why it's important that we wear PPEs. What are PPEs, especially to prevent hair from dropping? Hairnet, hat, cap, jockey cap, bandanas. As long as you secure your hair, it is fine. Any way, any means. But many times we notice, right? Most of the operators, they do not put on something up there because it's hot. We understand. Okay, but then again, you operate the whole 8 hours, 10 hours, even longer. And one complaint can spoil all your thinking, spoil all your mood. All right. And then you have to close shop 3 days, 9 days, 14 days. Okay, because when they do investigation, they have to look at all avenues, how you prepare, clean or not clean, your storage. So don't welcome this. So do accordingly, meaning safely by wearing the necessary PPEs. Okay. All right. All right. So yes, chemical hazard too can cause food to be contaminated. We have our cleaning solution. That is where we need to ensure they are stored separately. Go back to your home. Okay, typically all households. All right. Where do we store our chemicals, our dishwashing solution, our extra washing, clothes washing detergent? We either put it under the sink or special storage, or in the toilet. These are the three common areas. None of us, I hope I'm right lah. No one can counter me. Okay? None of us stop beside your packed noodle, beside your rice, beside your canned food, canned drinks. Okay? None, because it is common sense. So let's go back to this short words here, common sense. So we got it through a passed down knowledge of parents, or if stop that way, we follow because it's safe. None of us question, we just continue because it ensures safety for all. Similarly, at work, when you apply your solution detergent, return them back. Do not leave it hanging, lying, unattended. It can cause contamination because the breeze may move the chemicals in and out and may contaminate exposed food. Worse, you did not sanitize properly, you did not clean properly, you did not wash down, wipe down, mop down properly, end up the chemical residue will continue to be causing harm to the food that you prepare. All right. So pesticides, yes, I know this. A lot of us are fearful about pesticide, so we don't eat lah. Cannot, right? So we have to make sure that if there is any pesticide, to ensure quality of the food in fruits or vegetables, make sure they are regulated, they are safe, the limit is controlled. Okay, that is the reason why SFA plays a major role in ensuring food safety. Okay, let them do their job, all right, because they are the best person at it. Okay, so we need fruit, so like produce fresh vegetables and all that. They tend to have pesticides counts here and there, but where do we know where to stop? Which one is permissible, which one is not? That is where SFA using the MRL as in reference to Codex Alimentarius Commission. Let's not get technical. This is where we actually in line with the World Health Organization, okay, in terms of food safety. So whatever information encountered, we have fresh that we can share with other parts of the world, and likewise they too, we have a body, World Health Organization, that actually disseminate all this information for our own safety. So a big thing, a big deal, guys. All right, so I've been sharing with you all these necessary hazards that can cause food contamination. So now how? Who should apply? Okay, all right, so anyone's working in a licensed food shop as a food handler, you should get yourself certified with this food safety course level 1. All right, so this food safety course level 1 for beginner, okay, this certificate can last you for 5 years. After which, near expiry, you need to renew if you continue in the industry, and the certificate will last you for the next 10 years, right? So it's very useful, not bad. Why 5 years? Why not forever? We can't, because there may be new bacteria discovered, there may be new diseases spread, there may be new contamination that we need to share the information with you guys that, hey, there's a changes in applications and all that. Example, hand washing previously, right, was all the way from your elbow down, or okay, likewise, elbow must be washed all the way down. But now it's only up to the wrist. So there will be changes, like just like your first aid, yeah, the license only for 2 years. Okay. Right. Now, how about home-based business, small-scale businesses? Since we are not, we do not have to report to SFA, most of the things related to SFA. So how about us now? We only report to HDB or URA. It is a very good thing that you acquire. Okay, all this information is very useful. Okay, I'll just see let me see whether, okay, I can share the video later. Right, you need to comply, not with SFA, but home-based small-scale business scheme guidelines stated by HDB and URA. Excuse me. All right. So yes, so because your home is under HDB and URA, but you need to learn. So there cannot be another set of regulation for food safety for HDB owner and for food shop license holder. So you gotta be a standard, national standard. So you gotta follow SFA, which is very useful. You'll be surprised, huh? Some of the things that you exercise from home contradict very much how the industry approach food safety. But you must exercise. After you acquire the knowledge, the skills, you must apply even at home. Okay, some may argue with me, so is it necessary to put on a hairnet? I'm doing it at home for my own. Okay, it's up to you. But then again, if you start taking up business, right, sales from outside, and you did not exercise from beginning, then your customer may call you. I found hair inside your food. Like how I ate a kueh, Malay kueh, right, from home-based business. As I bite into the kueh, a cat's fur was sticking out. So is it cat's fur? So if you do keep cats, pet cats, hamsters, guinea pig, birds, and other exotic not permitted, or dogs, yes. So please be careful because their fur, their flea, okay, and worse, if you have family members who are unwell at home, come in and out of the kitchen while you are preparing food or your orders. Tell me now how. Are you going to tell your family member, can you take MC, can you staycation somewhere else? Give me 2 days, I'll prepare, finish this order, then you come back. Or can you stay at your mom's place? Can you stay at your sister's place? We can't do that, right? So that is the reason why for food shop license, we are very serious. Okay, if you're unwell, stop, report, see doctor. So what about home-based business? So you have to be mindful with that. So you need to apply, okay, safety all around, not only when you're at work, at home too, if you're doing home-based business, okay? Okay, let me see whether I can show you the video, or maybe I should show the video at the end, right? Okay, what you learn when you are in this course, okay, you learn all the basically approach or 5 keys to safer food as how the World Health Organization has set forth, okay? We go through one by one, sorry, not one by one as per the topic here, but the content that's pretty much covers everything, yeah? Okay, where do we apply this? So only at SSG approved CET centers, guys, not anyhow, not anyone, but approved CET centers. Look them up, okay, for the list of centers that deliver food safety course level 1 under the workplace safety and health frameworks. So let you know, the workplace safety and health frameworks, okay, falls under the Environmental Public Health Act. So when you hear the word act, it's been passed in the parliament, so you can be penalized, summoned to court, you can be imprisoned. Okay, so of course you can look up NTUC LearningHub lah. All right, when? Okay, as and when you're free, then you can have it ready when you apply for position in FMB. You can already work straight away because you already have the certificate. You already be certified. Okay, but then again, if you decide not to, you can still use your free time to learn and exercise at home if you're actually operating from home. And the courses runs all year round, not like some courses, maybe 2 runs a year at one specific centers only. All right, so this course, food safety course, all year round, multiple language, you have translator, you have local dialect speaking trainer also, we can guide you and help you. Okay, but all you need to do is basically just get yourself competent in all the 3 assessments. All right, how to register nowadays, very trendy. We all IT savvy. You can do it online. Okay, if you decide to walk up to the counter, why not? If you're nearby, just save the hassles, do it online. Okay, you can also use your SkillsFuture credit. It's very nominal, the fees. Okay, I think less than $50. Going to look up, a different center may offer slightly more or lesser. Okay, how best then to, after understanding all this, Kamal, how best to approach this principle, how best to apply this principle? So I'm ready and prepared to go all out to acquire the full knowledge in terms of food safety. Okay, it's all under these 4 titles: clean, separate, cook, and chill. Okay, let's expand them one by one. All right. Clean, of course, involve you washing of hands. Okay, washing the ingredients that you're going to work with, prepare them. Okay, washing, overall maintenance of your work area, your tools, your gadgets, your equipment. Okay, let's come back to washing of hands. So it's important nowadays, without me telling you the importance, you also know, because of COVID-19. Everyone out with a mask, not only because it's to safeguard you, but it's important that you stay healthy. You don't want to be contaminated, even though you're already vaccinated. All right, so you have to wash your hands, not only just with water. Okay, wash hands with soap properly for 20 seconds. Okay, the 8 steps. The video will be shown later, yeah. So you can refresh yourself. Okay, When to wash your hands, let me just briefly tell you now, even though the video will highlight also. Before you start preparing your food, whether home-based or at work, before you start working, okay, you need to serve customers with bare hands. Think again, I cannot serve them with bare hands, I must put on glove. So before I put on glove, I must wash my hand, dry my hand, put on glove. Okay, in between tasks, cleaning, okay, after toilet visits, after handling transaction, cash, money, and then rubbish management. Okay, you scratch your face, just an innocent scratch, little scratch. Oh dear, I just scratched my face, my hair, my head. Then I need to wash my hand before I continue. All right, a simple gesture of shaking hands with your friends, right, and wave them goodbye. And you need to come back to your application. Oh, I just shook my hands. I just shook my friend's hand. I need to wash. So this is a good discipline, guys. Come on. I mean, I've caught many. I'm not an SFA officer, but I don't know, somehow my eyes roam, notice things that is out. I do actually, okay, still continue doing it. I'm not purposefully going there to spot mistakes, but if it happens, I have to stop them. One case I can share with you near my place. Yeah, this vendor or this operator was actually slicing or dicing the fried tofu that formed part of a garnish for mee siam. So he was slicing, and sorry, he was dicing with his hands. With his hands, I didn't notice him washing his hands. So I asked him nicely, so Abang, that tofu, is it for you to fry later? Meaning it's raw, then it's okay, you can handle with your bare hands. Or is it meant for garnishing? His reply was very nice, very, very soft. Oh, this is for garnishing the mee siam. You know, Bang, this is very dangerous. You did not wash your hand and you touch ready to eat food. And there's no glove also. Cannot lah, Bang. Later SFA officer will come, then you'll be in trouble. So he got panicked, his face turned red. I'm not an officer lah, because I just reminded him that the importance of food safety. And that day is a bonus day. Just beside him, this kakak was also happily slicing the turmeric roots. Yeah, so she was slicing turmeric roots, and I observed for quite a while. She gathered the turmeric roots and she placed inside a plastic bag to be blended into a paste separately. Turmeric one bag, ginger one bag. So I was like, Kak, you know that what you're doing is wrong? I say, where is your proper cutting board? And so let you know, guys, she was actually slicing on a newspaper. The newspaper was lining a food tray that you as a customer, as a diner, when you pick your food, hot bowl food or hot plate, you use a tray. That tray, she used it to back up the newspaper so that she can slice. And she grabbed along the torn newspaper to be blended. Wow, not bad. So we got extra seasoning there, organic item. So that is a dangerous approach to food services, because for sure, before they can operate that outlet, they have to attend the food safety course level 1. And I'm pretty sure if they are not competent, they won't be there. So they are considered competent. That's why they are there to continue to operate their store. But why this thing happens? So it's very, very sad that we have this incident. I think there's more. I'm sure you can share. Scratching, wearing singlet, wearing slippers, picking the nose, pulling the armpit hair in the open. So all this stuff. So it's important to wash your hands. Okay. So you yourself as a food handler, okay, responsible, okay, to transfer. Yes, they are airborne. If you don't encourage them to multiply, to cross-contaminate, they won't be there, just purposefully going pick on things. So you are the main vessels or the transporter, I would say. All right. Okay, so wash and soak your vegetables, your fruits before you prepare them. Now they contain pesticides, soil contaminants, and also microorganisms. So 3 in 1, not your 3-in-1 instant coffee. It's 3 in 1 that can contaminate your current existing fruits and vegetables. So we need to wash them, rinse them, soak, prepare them well. So what can we add to enhance the cleaning? Can we just rely on tap water alone? All right. Okay, so these are the questions that we are. What else? I'm sure many of us, I ask a lot of my participants, my trainees, they do share, right? Salt, we add salt. I don't know why. I follow my mom. My mom adds salt. My grandma adds salt. I add salt lah. So let you know, salt does help. Sodium chloride, they interact with the H2O. Okay, the osmosis getting excited, so they clean better, clearing off the chemicals. All right. And inhibit the growth of bacteria. Anything that can bring down the pH, all right, bring down the pH, okay, can help to further enhance the cleaning. All right, some vinegar, yes, acetic acid, okay, that's very good. Some use starch also. Some suggest baking soda, lemon juice, okay, lemon with water, juice with water, it will turn the water to become alkaline. This is good for your alkaline source of water. And then let me see what else. Yes, this is explanation in terms of pH, understanding acidity and alkalinity. Okay, microorganism, okay, they need water. All right, that's why keep your place dry and clean at all times. Like us, we need water to survive, to sustain life. Okay, so do take note. Okay, pH level 4.6 below, okay, can inhibit the growth of bacteria. So how do we test at home? You can buy the pH tester. All right, or something along the way whereby you read up, okay, what is the common thing that can bring down the pH of water when I soak my vegetable, whether it's a green leafy vegetables, whether it's a roots vegetables. This is what you can do. You soak them for a while, 50 minutes is ideal, suggested timing. Okay, and make sure they are rinsed again before you continue slicing and prepare them or cook them. All right, okay, be safe. All right, I know we use a lot of water in cooking, in preparing food and drinks, washing equipment, washing of ingredients, also to add to make a soup stock. All right, to steam, and then after that, washing of the soil items and all. So water is key, is very useful in life. Okay, now ask yourself, what is Singapore tap water pH level? Okay, look up PUB web page. Okay, I give you some homework. Yeah. Okay, is it safe? Yeah, of course it's safe. But how to ensure that they are constantly safe? Your piping also, the way you clean your faucet, all this must check lah. All right, work surface areas, cleaning of work surface areas and tools. Okay, this is important. How you manage stress? Stress. I don't know whether I'm stressed or not. Hopefully no lah. How do you manage trash? Yes. Okay, there are regulations whereby at work, we don't wait until it is full because it will be too heavy, number one. Number two, you don't have enough room access to tie the rubbish. So the standard for industry is 3/4. Okay, for you at home, you know when it's full, when the smell travels, when there's fly, when it's exposed, when there's raw bone, parts, fat, okay, fruit skins, all this will attract flies. So you tie, don't leave it there. Quickly dispose them to the main dump. All right, using of detergent and disinfectant. When you clean, please make sure you use the correct detergent, disinfectant cleaning solutions. It's not one fit all. All right, please take note. Might as well, if there is, then your shampoo also can be your shower gel, can be your facial scrub. Not yet. I don't see any brand out there that actually one for all. If there is, do share. Okay, all on. I think this. All right. Someone raise hands, so I hope admin can help. Yeah. Okay, so yes, so whatever you use meant for that, do it. Don't multitask the role of that. So it comes with its MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet, which means it can cause irritation, it can cause severe symptoms if the person has allergies and all that. So at the same time, you cannot abuse the use of that for all. Okay, it may not work well. It may leave behind residual chemical on your work surface area. which you use to prepare your food. So these are the danger signs to look out for. Have a great discipline to apply all these things. So when you use your tools, do not share the tools. Whatever you use to clean the floor, the scrub, the broom, the mop, do not transfer the use to your countertop. It's so unhygienic. All right. Some of you argue that, oh, because it's cleaning what? So it's dual purpose. Because number one, as back to earlier explanation, the chemicals may be stronger for the floor, may not be suitable to near food preparation area, unless there's one chemicals for all. This is where you need to determine at the beginning stage to ensure the communication is passed down so they know what to exercise, how to exercise. Okay, equipment storage also, please take note. Clean all around, in and out. Okay, nothing left to chances. Your chiller, your freezer, your rubber lining, the chiller rubber lining and gaskets, all this need to be clean. Not only where your IC, go under the countertop, all right? Your store shelving just below them. Maybe there's spill, there's droppings and all that. You need to check. If it's too quiet, too long, too dark, maybe it may actually harbor pests. So this is the thing, all round spring cleaning. Don't wait until near festive you do spring cleaning or long weekend. Do it routinely every single day, right? Okay, obviously already explained earlier, do not prevent chemicals contamination from spreading from floor to countertop. Okay, ways to separate, okay, exercise separation is number one, preparing your food ready to eat, raw food. Okay, use color coding, okay, labeling, indicating the different use, okay, of food preparation. Okay, I'm sure at home we have one or maybe two. Some of you may have four or maybe three at the maximum so far, I heard lah. Okay, maybe all same colors, but now you know it's important to also ensure the wear and tear of the use of the cutting board. And if you decided to use one, you need to clean thoroughly all around before and after. Why before? You never know. Okay, you clean the night before, cockroach, spider may crawl in your kitchen a good 8 hours. It's dark, all right, and then next morning you use without rinsing, without cleaning, you may contaminate the food that you're preparing. Innocent apple you just slice, there's short contact time on the cutting board, may already harbor greater amount of bacteria that can contaminate the food. So every touch point, so you have to be mindful. So use color coding, separate the use between raw and cooked food or ready to eat food, between meat, cooked food, and vegetables and fruits and bread, also separate them. Okay, home, advisably, if you can afford, you've got greater budget, why not? Okay, but at work it's mandatory, okay, because we prepare a lot of food. Okay, there's so many stuff, so many handling. We do not want mishandling. Okay. Okay, dedicated storage for food and chemicals. I think briefly explained earlier. So store them separately. Okay, when you talk about food, you have different classification of food. Ready to eat food, packed, cooked food, chill food, raw food, defrosting. So please follow your kitchen procedures. I'm sure you have. Please adhere to the standards set by your kitchen director, by your owners. Okay, at home, you set the standard, you set the tone. This is how I prepare my bar cooked food. I label them, I put them separately, separate container. So this has to be exercised even at home. It's a good incubator for your kids. When they grow up, they have this great discipline. So it's just looking at continuity. Yeah. Right, store in refrigeration, defrosting, raw seafood, raw meat, whatever thing raw, when you need to defrost, always place them away from any other food, especially ready to eat food. Okay, at work, I'm sure you know you've been advised to store raw food at the lowest rack. Okay, this is important. You do not want any leaking of the raw juice to drip and contaminate the food below. So let you know, one of the lab's finding for Geylang Rojak incident, okay, is because they store the exposed rojak gravy at the lowest rack above that exposed pot of rojak gravy. is raw seafood in a plastic container, already punctured, okay, pierced through by the sharp edge or the horn of the prawn. So the juice of the raw seafood actually leaked overnight into the rojak gravy. And the operator did not reheat high enough to kill the bacteria. So see the numbers, more than 150 actually suffers food poisoning. You cannot eat Indian rojak without a rojak gravy. Okay, it complement each other. So both, so you have a lot of things to take care of. The gravy, each of the fritters, your chopping board, your chopper, your storage, your chilling. So I know, but you still have to exercise care. Okay. Okay, to continue separation, prevent cross-contamination, okay, you need to ask yourself, is your plastic packaging safe? We know for sure we just buy, okay, packed food, they are packed in a plastic container. We use multiple times after consuming the content, we put in the cupboard, it's already been damaged, okay, tarnished or torn, or should I say broken. We still continue to use it for food. Guys, please take note. Plastics, main ingredient is petroleum. All right, it's a polymer structure. So main ingredient is petroleum. So if it's torn, broken, likelihood they may be leaking of that ingredients into your food. And you need to check your plastic container, whether it's microwave safe, whether it's heat safe, meaning to say can withstand heat, then they'll put there 100 degrees Celsius and all that. So these are the things to look out for the plastic that you use. Okay? Not all plastics works the same way. Number one, labeling, as you can see, all right. Okay, usually hold your mineral water, your soft drink, chilled drinks, sports drink, and all that. There's a reason why they can be placed inside the chiller and at room temperature. So I'm not sure whether you ask yourself this question, can this take hot water? So it's very soft wall plastic. Anything above 65, as far as I know, will start to melt the plastic and also will leak the petroleum chemical into your drink. So take it as like number one, just use one time. The diagram actually simple shows you recyclable. So you can actually discard this in a plastic recycling bin. So there's so many grades which you can look up. The common one for food packaging that we here in Singapore enjoy, all right, takeaways is number 5. All right, number 6 is what they use to cover your takeaway coffee cups when you order from big coffee brands. Right, that's number 6 or sometimes number 5. Number 7 is sturdier, okay, more heavy duty use, like your measuring jug, your plastic square container that you put in the chiller, around hot water to mix your concoction, to mix your sauce. PVC, you know, your piping, your electrical switches. Plastic bag, number 4, your takeaways. Some can use for food, like the old junkie, you know, where they put your skewered fish ball in that plastic. That's food grade. The red color, the blue color, the supermarket one, it's not food grade. Yes, they can hold vegetables and fruit, but the vegetable and fruits have yet to be washed. So, but once washed, clean, chopped, you cannot put directly in that kind of plastic. It's not meant for cooked food. So please know your plastic, all right? Don't just know only your credit card plastic and dollar note plastic. I know that's important also, yeah. Okay, so know your temperature when you cook. You need to know how high should I cook this to know that it's been cooked thoroughly. So this is key information, guys. So you need to have, number 1, a thermometer, a probe thermometer, an infrared thermometer. Okay, yes, the one that you can take your body temperature, that one only works for your body. All right, the gun also works for your body, not for food. So that one cannot read as high as 100 degrees Celsius. Wow, if there is, do let me know. Okay, so it's important because different cuts of meats, not all have to be cooked. Okay, some you have to check the doneness, especially like meat. Let's take steak, for example. The doneness level varies, right? From blue rare, medium, well done, and all that. So each have their own different temperature level. only that prime cut you can enjoy that doneness. Other cuts, please make sure the food is cooked thoroughly. No more pink in the center. No one eat chicken medium rare or medium well. Chicken have to be well done, all right, because of fear of salmonella. Seafood, yes, some seafood you can eat raw, like salmon, sashimi, all this, right? But for prawn, crustaceans, shellfish, make sure they change color. Now, you know, they change color, they change texture, then you know it's cooked. All right. When you cook something with liquid, make sure they reach complete boil. Who knows, inside may have contained bacteria. So when you boil them, you know, you reach 100 degrees Celsius, eliminate, okay, all this common bacteria. So please check your food for doneness. Make sure they do not they are not undercooked before you serve them. Okay, when to reheat, how to reheat. Okay, as per SFA regulation, make sure you reheat only one time, and when you reheat them, heat at 75 degrees Celsius. That is the reason why you need a temperature at home. All right, it's affordable right now, I would say. Yeah. Okay, if you can afford, why not the infrared? Okay, well, you can check your curry dishes, your savory dishes, at what temperature are they right now. Reheating it once. Okay, why can't I reheat many times? My mom has been reheating food multiple times, and I've been eating it for the past 20, 30 years. I'm staying with her. I suffer no food poisoning. It's a different application, guys. You cannot translate your home application to work. Okay, at home, you prepare specific dishes. Okay, the volume is also small. The person inside home, maybe 5. If you have a big family, maybe 8. But when you come to work, okay, there'll be a lot of shift workers, staff is exposed, customers come in, come approach you at a counter, they may bring themselves some microorganism they can spread. And also we need to ensure, okay, that the space is enough at work to prepare other food, because at work, in cafes and restaurants, you're not serving one menu, you're serving multiple menus. You need to prepare soup, you need to prepare vegetables, seafood, you need to cook, you need to prepare rice, you need to wash. So your kitchen space is already limited. With the amount of tasks at hand, you need to exercise safe approach. What better way than to actually reheat and put them aside properly? So you cannot just simply apply how you apply at home, all right, to work. But definitely for sure you can apply what you learn at work according to the regulation at home. All right. So do you need a thermometer? You ask yourself. Yes, I do have a thermometer, not only for my meat, okay, my reheating, my savory dish in the pot. I also have for my oven, okay, and my chiller and freezer. Right. How to chill? Okay, you need to know your temperature also. Okay, so what best way to chill? Okay, if you know the refrigerator settings, all right, and the defrost settings, then you can actually exercise with ease. Okay, refrigeration and defrost safely. Okay, you need to have a standard thermometer for both chiller and freezer. If your home refrigeration do not have one on your door, okay, that does not have this temperature setting panel, you can actually buy from a hardware shop or any big shop, okay, meant for chiller and meant for freezer. Place them inside, because you can actually feel, oh, this is very cold, but you cannot determine, is this 1 degree Celsius? Is this 2 degrees Celsius? How? Between 4 and 5, the temperature danger zone, the start of temperature danger zone is 5 degrees Celsius. Between 4 and 5 is only 1 degree different. How can we tell? We do not have supernatural power. So we need to use tools to help us to determine. If not, your food inside your chiller will spoil faster. Worse, if you did not place them properly. Worse, if you block the cool air vent at the back of your the chiller and freezer, you notice there's an opening. So that one actually blows out cool air, freezing air. So nothing should block. Okay, and lastly, check your rubber lining door. Say the door is lined with rubber, so please ensure there's no damage, because if there is, it will release the cool air and then the temperature will be disturbed. All right. Okay. Okay, in summary, right? So you need to know your enemy, guys. Who is your number one enemy? Microorganism. So we need to eliminate potential growth or multiplication. Okay, it's important. We do not want to add to the numbers of food poisoning cases, whether from home-based or from food shop license or licensed food shop. So we ourselves do not want to be treated that way, do not want to suffer from dining anywhere. What more if you are the one who are preparing or handling the food? So it's very important and critical. This should be your number one priority because it concerns the public, not only you. Okay, so you remember the very first time when the government actually exercised cleaning up street vendors, put them in the proper hawker food centers, is because of this public health priority. Because the waste they anyhow throw, we invite rodent, stagnated water and waste, mosquito breeding. Okay, it's because of that. So now your turn, our turn. Now in the comfort of apartment, we can go to shopping mall, hotels, and dine freely. Continue. Let's continue. Yeah. So if any one of us lapse on this food safety, it's gonna disrupt the well-being of us enjoying outside or dining in or ordering. So remove other hazards. Hold on, let me see. Remove other hazards, guys, away from food preparation and serving. This is summarized. Okay, chemicals and physical. Your metallic fasteners, your cleaning solutions, and all that. Your disinfectant. Put them away. Make sure, okay, they are safely stored elsewhere. Okay. Next, apply the mentioned clean, separate, cook, and chill religiously. This is basic principles which I think all of us can exercise. It's not rocket science. Okay, we already exercise them. Let us be frank. We already exercise them when we wake up. We observe good personal hygiene. We shower. We brush our teeth. We take care of our dental, oral care, all these things. Similarly, when you approach your food preparation, it should be the same. In fact, greater now because you are serving someone else. You are preparing for someone else. You do not want to cause contamination. Okay, so this is where exercising the clean, separate, cook, and chill is very key and very important. Next, keep abreast with the happening. So you know what's happening. Okay, example, all right, Kailan from Malaysia, okay, being recalled because high counts of pesticide. Example, you know, a certain food product being recalled off the shelf, contain worms. Okay, maybe one supermarket have few counts of chocolate bar inside or worm. So if you're not keeping abreast with what happenings, and then you yourself are the operator, when there's avian flu, you only sell chicken rice, and your source of chicken is from this source, it's already been stopped or banned from entering to Singapore, and you still want to serve. So probably that give you an example. Yeah? So this is where you have to look at. Read news, be in the group, understand how things work with the SFA, Health Promotion Board, Health Science Authority. My apologies, that is not HAS, it is actually HSA, Health Science Authorities, like in Jamu case from Indonesia, all right, so it's not inspected, not regulated, not checked for quality and some of the ingredients. It contains something that can cause severity allergens to the consumer. So Health Science Authority will do the necessary inspection and approve or disapprove. Okay, and also number 4, learn in great depth, because there's not only food safety course level 1, we have higher level, we have FHO, we have food safety management system, we have ACCP, good manufacturing practice, we even have ISO. So these are the things. Now get yourself introduced. Who knows? Okay, your pathway, career pathway, you rank up all the way to higher level that you need to acquire more than just food safety course level 1. But you have a good foundation, you have a good start. So now let me share with you the videos. Okay, there's few videos. Q&A we leave for later. Yeah, the time is so nice. Let me just, okay, just going quickly. Okay, this video with regards to home-based business, there's the enforcement. So like you know, I was part of a SMCCI team that encouraged home-based business way back. I think I'm not sure what was that, few years back. So we had a mini session with HDB and also NEA to encourage people to keep within the limit of doing food business from home lah. All right, but right now it seems that everyone picking up this kind of venture, selling food from home. Okay, but we need to adhere to regulations. If not, it will be messy lah. Yeah.
Guidelines for home-based food businesses. If you operate a home-based food business under the HDB and URA's Home-Based Small-Scale Business Scheme, you can resume operations from 12 May 2020. Here are the guidelines you need to observe to keep food safe and to minimize the risk of COVID-19 transmission. Food safety practices in the kitchen. Observing good food safety practices is important to prevent foodborne diseases. Follow these 5 key food safety practices in the kitchen. Always practice good personal hygiene to prevent food contamination. Do not handle food if you're unwell. Wear a mask during food preparation and when handling cooked or ready-to-eat food. Wash hands with water and soap. After handling raw food. After visiting the toilet. After handling waste. And before handling cooked or ready-to-eat food. It's important to use safe ingredients in your food. Obtain food supplies from licensed or approved sources. Do not use expired ingredients. Keep raw and cooked or ready-to-eat food apart to prevent cross-contamination. Use separate equipment and utensils for handling raw food and cooked or ready-to-eat food. Use clean gloves or utensils to handle cooked or ready-to-eat food. Store cooked or ready-to-eat food above raw food in the refrigerator. Keep food at safe temperatures as bacteria multiply quickly within the temperature danger zone, 5 to 60 degrees Celsius. Thaw food in the refrigerator or microwave oven. Cook food thoroughly. A dirty kitchen attracts pests that can carry harmful bacteria and contaminate food. Clean all food preparation surfaces and equipment regularly. Maintain cleanliness of your kitchen. Safe management measures on ordering and collecting food. In line with COVID-19 regulations, you must observe these guidelines to reduce the spread of infection. When you take orders for your business, limit interaction with delivery personnel and buyers. Take your orders online or via phone. Arrange for cashless payment such as Pay Now or bank transfers. Avoid physical exchange of cash. Schedule collection of food so that collection time is spread out and no one is waiting or queuing outside your home. When it's time for food to be collected, ensure contactless collection. Place or hang food on door or gate outside the unit. Wear a mask even at your home entrance. Observe safe distancing of at least 1 meter. Use digital tools such as the Trace Together app with your delivery person or buyer to enable speedier tracing. Trace Together helps contact tracers notify you more quickly if you're at close contact with a COVID-19 case, whether or not you know the person. Everyone has a role to play in our fight against COVID-19 and to keep food safe. Let's all do our part. The health of all depends on each of us.
Okay, so we want to the The video for industry player.
Consumers involves receiving the ingredients, preparing them, cooking to serving the dish. Food handlers should practice good food and personal hygiene when handling food to prevent food poisoning from occurring. Harmful microorganisms that cannot be seen with the naked eye can be found on our hands. These microorganisms can be transferred easily onto the food we handle. When such harmful microorganisms multiply to high numbers in food, they can cause people consuming the food to experience foodborne illnesses. Washing our hands with soap and water greatly reduces the amount of microorganisms. This ensures the food we prepare is safe for consumption. Let us see how we can wash our hands effectively. Wet your hands with clean running water and apply soap. Follow these 8 simple steps to clean your hands within 20 seconds. Step 1. Start by washing your palms. Step 2. In between your fingers. Step 3. On the back of your hands. Step 4. At the base of both thumbs. Step 5. On the back of your fingers. Step 6. On your fingernails. Step 7. On both of your wrists. Step 8. And lastly, rinse and wipe dry. Practice these 8 hand washing steps when washing your hands. We will now perform a laboratory experiment to see the effects of proper hand washing. First, apply UV glow gel onto unwashed hands and place hands under UV light to see the glow gel illuminating. The gel simulates the presence of germs. Next, wash your hands with just running water and place the hands under the UV light again. You can see the presence of the residual glow gel left on the hands, which indicates ineffective hand washing. Now, apply the UV glow gel onto both hands again, but this time wash your hands with soap and water and carry out the 8 hand washing steps. When you place the hands under the UV light, you can see the amount of glow gel is greatly reduced. So washing your hands with soap and carrying out the 8 hand washing steps effectively reduces the amount of germs. Always wash your hands before starting work, before handling cooked or ready-to-eat food, after handling raw food, after handling waste, after cleaning duties, after using the toilet, after blowing the nose, sneezing or coughing, after handling money, and in between tasks. Remember, serving hygienic food begins with a clean pair of hands. All you need is 20 seconds of hand washing with soap and water. Let us work towards keeping our hands germ-free to reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses.
Okay, I guess I'm going to share with you the news, another sensational news with regards to food poisoning case. The thing you need to look out for to hear is the fecal matters happens to so-called infecting the food that they prepare. Right? Just listen. It's quite um, scary, and also they actually employ unregistered food handlers.
Now back to Singapore. There were alarming lapses in food hygiene at Spice's restaurant, which led to a fatal case of food poisoning last year, said the state coroner in case findings revealed today.
During investigations, authorities found fecal matter in fried rice and salmonella strains in bento boxes at the restaurant's River Valley Road outlet. The coroner said these were indicative of cross-contamination with raw meat and poor hygiene practices.
Ingredients like spring onion and chili paste were also left uncovered in 2 different chiller drawers, while cooked rice was left at room temperature for at least 3 hours, said the coroner.
7 of the 34 food handlers were also unregistered and had not attended the basic food hygiene course. Spice Restaurant lost its River Valley Road outlet license in December last year.
Okay, so next I want to bring you to this lab exercise where they can actually trace the microorganism count. It'll be interesting for us to see how actually they do the counting and determining the microorganism on certain food to know whether it's already contaminated or harmful for us. Let me just take it on the top. Sorry.
So let's talk about the mixed rice, which is a hot food. Hot food, usually if we have cooked them thoroughly and we hold them at a temperature that is actually safe, that means 60 degrees Celsius or above, then the bacterial count will usually be stable and it will not exceed the so-called danger zone. When we talk about danger zone, that means it has exceeded 100,000 bacteria in the samples. So for the hot food that we have tested, at 0 hour when we receive the food, we only see less than 300 bacteria count. After we leave it for 4 hours, we saw a hike in the bacterial count to 600, but it's still in a safe zone. And then after 6 hours, it only reached 920, which means this particular sample has been cooked very well and thoroughly. So this is the results for the bento boxes. At 0 hours, the count of the bacteria is already at 64,000. At 4 hours, you can see that the bacteria is so saturated that we can't even count them. It's actually already above 100,000. And when you leave it even longer, it's also more than 100,000. So similarly for salad, they're mainly vegetables or cut fruits and not going through any heat process treatment. Bacteria there, if present in the salad, will not be removed. And therefore, even at 0 hours, when we actually carry out the test, it's already exceeded the 100,000 bacteria count. This total bacterial count basically indicate the hygiene of the food, but it does not mean that there are pathogens that may cause food poisoning. For normal healthy people like us, we may suffer diarrhea, vomiting, which we will recover after 2 or 3 days. But for people with weak immune system, there may be complications. For cooked food that is just freshly prepared, you can actually leave it for 1 or 2 hours when you reach home. It may still be safe to eat, as we have seen in the mixed rice example. So when we receive, we should actually try to eat immediately before we allow it to multiply to a number that's actually causing any problem.
Okay, so it's important. Look, after watching the last video, okay, you realize the bento box already started with high counts of bacteria. Why is that so? So these are the questions we ask ourselves. That doesn't mean we should not order food in bento. No, it's just that we have to be careful. Number one, you know yourself. If you have a poor immunity, then try to eat freshly cooked food. Order fresh. You see them cook fresh in front of you. That's the best approach, right? Packed food. Not to say they are unhygienic, but there's a time frame of 4 hours. And after watching that video, we kind of surprised, right? How can the bacteria be there at the beginning? Because number one, it's been stacked, all right? And you know airborne, right? And for bento packing, we actually lay the bento boxes on the countertop. Before we portion every single compartment, they already been left there exposed. So likelihood, the early count actually started from there. It's already been left exposed. And then the food come after, and then it's gonna be a mishap. Sorry, a few staff gonna fill up all the compartment. And then when they are packed, okay, some are packed tight, okay, without releasing the steam, or there's still moisture gathered inside the packaging. So it may continue to encourage the growth of bacteria. So, but it's not something alarming, as you can say, right? So if you know yourself, your immunity is good, and the food is prepared fresh, it's still hot when you receive them, it's good to eat within that short period of time. But do not leave them outside, right, for too long, not properly chilled, and then after 6 hours decide to reheat, or after 6 hours no reheating, and then you eat. So that is the danger sign there. Okay, so don't exercise that way. Yeah. So all advice, especially catered food and all that, they always advise you 4 hours. Okay, consume within 4 hours. So don't go beyond. If you decide not to eat, then you store them in a proper storage in a chiller. Once you're ready, you regenerate or you reheat them in the microwave, okay, or over the stove, whichever food is suitable, heat over the stove, and you continue eating from there. All right, that's the best approach, lah. Okay, so as you know, freshly cooked food, even salad is not spared. Yeah? You think salad, wow, fresh is healthy? Yeah, it is. But the way the operator or the vendors store them, handle them, without glove, they may contaminate. Okay, if it didn't store properly at the correct temperature, they may also encourage contamination or microorganism growth or multiplication. So these are the things to look out for, yeah, guys. So I hope you have your question ready. Then I can actually look at one by one and start answering, because I see a few questions already coming in, thick and fast. Okay, let me just pick up from the top about the slides. Disposable plastics. James, if you are still there, okay. Disposable plastic bags are commonly used. Yes, correct. Okay, size, colors. Yes, we agreed. Some are printed with brands. Some are plain. Okay, if they use it to hold raw food, it's fine, but still not a good practice, lah. Imagine, James, all right, you cut your vegetables or ready to eat vegetables, and then you put them in the same plastic bag. You're gonna continue contaminate them. So vegetable must be washed. After washing, put in a fresh food grade container. So if plastic bags not meant for cooked food, now you know, after watching the slides, okay, you can look up also food grade plastic material. You can advise the hawkers, advise them. As mentioned, they too attended the food safety course level 1. Nobody knows, okay? Nobody knows why it's not been applied or it's not been practiced after attending, after knowing. That one, okay, we are hoping, okay, they actually wakes up and refer back to the material, right? Because if accident happens, right, lapses happens, then they will be penalized, definitely. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Grading, as far as grading of plastic bag, okay, yes, as mentioned, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plastics only 1 to 7. Yeah. Other than that, wood of double-digit number, 20 and beyond. Okay. All right, so later can retrieve. Okay. Some need the video link. Okay. Is it okay to use newspaper to wrap those vegetables, keep in the fridge, wash it, and clean before cook? Yeah, yeah. As long as it's raw, not meant to be consumed straight away. All right, you can actually use the material that you hold there, because yes, I know people put newspaper, it can stay fresh longer. It's the old ways, yeah. wrap banana leaf, okay, wrap in paper towel. But if you can migrate from using newspaper, which can also stain your chiller, shelving, and other food, why don't you transfer them to a paper towel? Yeah, the industry actually use paper towel to keep your salad and other perishable fresh lah. But of course, wash them first lah. Yeah, because the soil contaminants may also carry bacteria and it can harbor and freely infecting other food in your chiller. Okay, all right. Do we need, Doris, do we need a different cutting boards? Okay, if you have budget, why not? Okay, that determines the shelf life, or sorry, the lifespan of your cutting board. Okay, also to ensure, because if you know rate is for raw, without fear, you can use it for raw, knowing that someone else is not going to use it for other cooked food or slicing bread. So if you're using one type or two type with no color coding, it's kind of risky if you don't clean them properly. All right, due to wear and tear and problem. Yeah. How many days can we keep cooked food in the fridge? Depend on how your condition or your fridge, your temperature, and the food you cook. If it's cooked properly, you cool down properly. Ideally, we use a blast chiller, but you don't have a blast chiller, you can actually put in an ice bath, okay, to cool them down. Once they're cool to touch, then you pack them, vacuum, tight seal, airtight. I cannot determine. I don't know what food you're trying to share here. Is it a protein-rich food, or is it vegetables? Is it stew? Maybe you can expand there. For fermented food which has high microorganisms, how do we know it's safe to eat? Fermented food, good. So buy from reliable sources, okay, licensed or manufactured, okay. They have their own ways of determining the quality and they are regulated. So rest assured, if anything wrong, you can bring back that sample, you can report, and the authority will take legal actions against them, necessary actions, and you'll be compensated somewhere, somehow. But if you get from a home-based business and you're not sure whether they are qualified, or worse, there's no expiry date, there's no nutritional fact, there's no labeling to indicate the quality, or why take the risk? All right, I'm not against home-based business. I just want to give you a new approach towards appreciating or ordering, okay, food, especially fermented food. Right, we need the lactic acid bacteria, we need the quality. All right, so yes, if it's bottled, the jar, the bottle, okay, the mason jar may not be sterilized, or they thought it's sterilized, they don't know how to sterilize. They put in hot water is one way, and how they handle it using the tongue is already contaminated. If they put in the oven is one way, and how they handle it, how they store it, they leave it on the counter exposed. So these are the things to take note, okay? Whether it's sealed airtight, whether there's something to vacuum it out, or the oxygen to prevent growth. So these are the things to ask lah. Is there questions in the Q&A? There's no question. Sorry, I don't get you. Does reheat the food kill the bacteria so that we are safe to eat? Yes, reheating does help kill bacteria, especially above 75 degrees Celsius, okay, for 2 minutes at least. All right, so it's important that you equip yourself. If you're coming from, your question comes from home kind of application, invest in a thermometer. All right, and then you can time 2 minutes, reheating is fine. Okay, but don't reheat many times, like, yeah, because you denature the protein and then the texture will be off. Right, and then you also may encourage the growth of toxin from bone-in meat and bone content dishes. And you can tell, guys, if your dishes contain leafy green vegetables. When there's green chlorophyll, there's nutrient. We continuously reheating them, there's no more green, no more nutrient, it becomes blackened. It's actually toxic, it's actually waste. So you can tell physically, yeah. You can use your eye to judge, okay? Is aluminum foil safe? Yes, it is safe. If not, it won't be in the market. But be careful, all right? Just make sure you use according to the guideline, yeah. Griller, oven, microwave. Microwave not suitable. Yeah, you do not use metallic item in microwave. Okay, yeah, it's dangerous. Okay, they use what do you call this? Microwave blank that can reflect the aluminium metal. It can cause explosion, fires. Okay, so use a microwave friendly container, microwave safe container. Yeah. Why eating stick can be rare or medium and not deemed as contaminated? Okay, no worries. Okay, it's been proven, tested at the same time that the contaminate, as long as you don't slice, leave it exposed, the inside is not easily contaminated. As long as you chill properly, you store properly. Okay, so what you see, the juice down there is microglobin, or it's not blood, all right, it's juice. So when you heat, you sear them, you actually kill on the surface whatever contaminant found, if found on the surface of the stick. It's not penetrated yet inside. But of course, when you mince it, make into a beef patty, lamb patty, or minced pork or chicken, you are exposing. The exposure is greater, the contamination also greater. All right. Do the part-timers at McDonald's have to attend? Yes, it's all food handlers. As long you in direct contact, you're dispensing coffee, okay, ice cream, McFlurry, you're packing burger, you are in close contact, you still need to be equipped or certified, okay, with the food safety course level 1. Can using of hand sanitizer be suitable from washing hands instead? No, the most effective way is still hand washing with soap and water. All right, hand sanitizer is in between, okay, but not safe. The chemical may not be friendly with the food you're preparing. You may clean off bacteria, but the stain, the other stain, yeah, the ink, the soil stain, the residual physical stain is still gonna be there. So that's a thing to avoid, huh? All right, is eating hard-boiled eggs deemed safe? Yes, all eggs has been pasteurized, okay, so it is safe. People also eat raw eggs, so no problem. But take note, okay, check your ingredients. If there's a foul smell, probably it's rotten. Okay, and if outside is dirty and you want to actually cook, undercook your, not say undercook, you want to cook at different level, not fully cooked, make sure you clean and wash the eggshell before you start cracking them. Not when you receive them, before you start cracking them. This to remove any salmonella count, yeah? Is it okay? How should I arrange food in the freezer? Okay, good question. Depend on what kind of food. You have a freezer drawer, usually it's 2. If it's 1, okay, then you can decide which is for vegetable, which is for other frozen items, seafood, meat, and so on and so forth. Okay, ice cream I always like to put on top. All right, ice cream and other frozen goods or desserts I put on top. All right. Okay, do not use plastic grade number 1 for freezing. Yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, whatever thing you try to hold and freeze, it will expand. Like example, you put mineral water inside the freezer in number 1 plastic bottle. The water is going to expand, become ice. It's going to stretch the wall of the bottle. So very dangerous. I did a lot of experiment myself to be assured of. Okay, so my advice to you is don't use anyhow plastic to put in the freezer. Okay, how should I? Okay, what if I'm one person operating in a school canteen? I compulsory wash my hands after every handling. Will I be penalized by any officers? Do something about it. All right, rework your workflow. Okay, basically only use one hand for food, only the other hand free to do any other things. Receive money, issue returns, hold tools, cut. Okay, open the cover or the pot, whatsoever. One hand remains with glove for ready to eat food, or use a tong. But necessarily, if you have to stop your operation to wash, advise your student, your customers, give me 1 minute, because washing hands only take 20 seconds. Give me 1 minute, I'll be back with a fresher hands. Give them the encouragement, have fun at work. Okay, don't be so serious until you cannot recognize the pattern you cause food poisoning. Yeah, but I hope you recover, yeah. Okay, you can explain to them, but please no excuse also. Right? Do not wait until the officer come and start inspecting you, then you give all the excuses. Find solution first, right? Recover and then apply. Okay. What advice is preparing home bento for children when you cook at 5 AM and eaten at noon? Oh dear. So if it's meant to be served, bento can be a mixture of cold and hot dishes. So this is already too long exposed at room temperature. It's very dangerous, very risky. If you can vacuum pack your food or find other ways, then you can actually advise the consumers or whoever receiving it to eat later to reheat the food. Okay, but it's strongly advised not to stretch until so long, beyond 4 hours. Yeah. All right. Can you use plastic to freeze fresh fish or meat? What kind of plastic? What kind of plastic? If already the fish and the meat comes in a packaging already kept frozen at the supermarket in the chest freezer or in the freezer. So it's fine to transfer to your home. If you want to remove, unpack, and then try to find a similar plastic, okay, that is food grade also, then you can actually seal and put in the freezer. Okay, but try not to when you defrosted fully your raw food item, do not place them back in the freezer. It will cause double denaturing of protein, which means to say if you're going to use the same food to serve customers, when you cook, you apply heat 3 times the denaturing of protein. The protein cell will tear and tear and tear 3 times. So be honest with the customers. The customer enjoy, how come the food tastes different? This is where, if they are learned, they can find out that this has been spoiled because of defrosting and freezing again. Okay. I saw some food stall owners remove their plastic glove to collect money and wear back the same glove again to handle food. Yeah, it's fine as long as they place the glove somewhere safe in a proper clean container, not directly on the countertop, all right, or not clip or touching any other food. So that's the best approach, okay? At least not bad. If the person actually remove, okay, handle money, give you, issue your packed food and put it back, it's a good start. It's a good practice actually, but where they place the plastic glove to continue using them. All right, then I saw okay, done already. Okay, no, if disposable glove, you have to throw out. You don't wash and recycle them for next day or for a few hours later use. They are well informed on that. As I mentioned, if they change between using and removing, then issue you cash, that is a good practice. That is where you should patronize more. If not, they don't wear glove, okay, they continue to take money and touch food, that is worse. Or using the glove hand to touch food and touch your notes or your change or your money. How to clean chopping board and PVC board safely. Okay, using a scouring pad and soap, enough detergent to release scrub all around. Okay, if your plastic chopping board is thick material, then you can sanitize them, boil water, all right. Don't wait until so cool, until it cool down. But also not when it's very hot. I fear that you will bend your plastic. So when it's 80 over degrees Celsius, you can actually sanitize them, pour all over. All right, and look out for signs of wear and tear. When it cuts too deep, it got blackened. The lines can be seen visible or mold growing. Change your cutting board. Okay, if I buy takeaway, can I put them right into the fridge to prevent bacteria? Heat them out when I'm ready to eat them. Cool them down properly first in their packaging. Do not leave them exposed. Cool them in the packaging. Okay, if there's steam, okay, coming out, release a bit of steam, a small opening. When it's cool to touch, put in the chiller. It's fine. As long as you go through proper reheating, it is fine. All right. When it's hot, you put inside. It's not ideal, okay, because there'll be sensors inside your chiller that can actually disrupt the whole thing. To chill the rest of the item inside also may be damaged. If I buy okay, plastic bag use is like the normal bag we buy from hardware shop. Okay, when you buy from hardware shop, you buy the plastic bag. Outside there should be a label. There should be a recycle triangle label and also number. Read the number, the statement, whether it's PET, okay, LDPE, all these things, and then refer to your reference point, whereby is it safe for food? You can even ask the seller whether it's safe for food or not. All right, because I know hardware shop do like SKP and all this, right? So SKP can be helpful enough to tell you it's food grade or not. Okay. How about sushi? They are normally prepared with bare hands, no glove, and it's raw and cooked food together. Some people, yeah, that's even wonderful, isn't it? I'm not sure how other operators operate. Okay, so you have to, in fact, don't say only sushi lah. Some other food you can even watch online. The master chef where they prepare with their bare hands and all that. This is highly discouraged because it's not a good practice for us all to exercise, because we do not know that chef, that person may really clean and only touch the food. All right, but bear in mind, guys, do take note. I read somewhere, okay, when your hands or fingers are wet, it releases enzyme also that can actually make the food age faster, spoil faster. Okay, the olden days, the taboo thingy is to taste your food with fingers. All right, during my younger time, when I like to taste the sambal, when it's not on fire, right, it's still at resting, I plunge my finger inside the sambal and I got scolded with my grandmother. He said, "Don't do that. You make the food spoil, basi." Because then I realized, I grew up, I learned, I found out that it actually releases enzyme that can spoil the food. So I'm not sure why, okay, but sometimes the sushi chef, they dip in the vinegar to actually inhibit the growth of bacteria, but still we don't see the vinegar nearby. It could be misinterpreted that it is okay. So that is where the SFA and SSG have this course to ensure that there's no such thing as gray area. It's either yes or no. All right, so that's why it's important for us to be equipped with all the necessary knowledge. Yeah. Also, yes, sometimes they may not put on glove, and it is okay. It is okay because you have a strong immunity. Don't think that it's applicable to all. What happens if those who do not have a strong immunity? You read the case where a guy actually ate raw seafood with his friend. He got coma in hospital, right? And he got his hand and leg amputated because of certain bacteria found in the fish. So please, you do not know. We cannot even tell right now whether I'm okay to eat contaminated food. If yes, what's the count of bacteria I can tolerate? I can't. More so now, customers coming to my shop, I cannot tell whether they look healthy, they look fit, they should be strong. I cannot determine. So we must fall back to a standard. So we have a standard. So that's why we need to apply after we acquire the standard. So it's very critical for all safety. So that is a key thing. Do I need to clear food safety course before starting a home food business? As mentioned, all right, the knowledge you acquire from attending the food safety course is very, very necessary and critical for you to continue your home-based business. Does not mean that, okay, since I'm not obligated under SFA, I won't be penalized, I won't be given demerit point. That approach, that thinking is very negative, which I think you should stop. To be honest, you don't do this business. If you come and say, I want to be better, I want to compete with the best, I want to have the same standard as how the industry perform. I have acquired the necessary baking skills. Now I want to use my skill. Okay, I want to earn economy, better my economy for family and all that. So how best? If you have that approach, yes, this is the course for you. All right, because you will learn more. You will learn more and you understand better. Oh, no wonder. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, luckily, you have a lot of, the Yahoo moment. So yes. How many rounds of used cooking oil can be used? Okay, that cooking oil, very good point there. Okay, well, there is a guideline on how many percentage to add to the old cooking oil to clear away the old one or change. Okay, in the industry we change depend on the use. Okay, we have a separate fryer for seafood, for potatoes, for French fries and all that. We don't use oil, but I know at home you use oil. Okay, but don't how to say, different oil have a different smoke point, and some oil can be reused 2 to 3 times, like one brand. I don't want to say the brand, I'm not a promoter of that brand, but some oil did not state anything. So don't use it until the point where the oil becomes darkened, blackened, and too much smoke coming out. That one already reached the point whereby it releases bad fat. It becomes carcinogenic. It can be cancerous. Okay, why chicken rice stall can sell even after 4 hours? You got to ask them. All right. After 4 hours, the food they put in the heat, behind the shelf at the heat lamp, they know too that they as long as not at room temperature, 30 degrees Celsius, they're about Singapore room temperature. Okay, you have only 4 hours time frame. Okay, so yes. It's all go back to your immunity level. If you do observe, right, from morning they hang at 11, and the same chicken or 2-3 chicken is put on, still around at 5 o'clock. You have the right to actually ask them whether it's okay or not, and whether you want to check with SFA. You can report also nicely to find out, okay, from SFA, because according to SFA, 4 hours room temperature, okay, and the temperature danger zone is 5 to 60, and the chicken is supposed to be hot, then it's supposed to be above 60. So you can ask them to take temperature, the heat lamp, no, the spotlight, whether it's above 60. If it's above 60, why not? Including the gravy base, the mixed rice and the nasi padang. All right, those are above a steamer, a bain-marie. It's supposed to be the below should be steaming. All right, making sure the food is hot. But sometimes you realize when they remove the tray, it's empty. There's no water. There's no steam. This is called cheating. Sometimes they also argue, well, it says 4 hours, what? But that kind of food, when it's supposed to be serving hot, is supposed to be above 60. So no argument there, okay? I noticed the food handlers are not removing gloves they use in holding bread when they auto touch open over to. Yes, I agree with you. So this is the problem here. So yes, they were told not to, but become complacent. Enforcement is not there. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. So you can report, all right? You can report. If not, it will cause further complication because no one report, no one enforce. 2 hands with glove, open oven, touch tongue, touch food, plate, put salad within the same glove hand. It can cause contamination. Remember, okay, bacteria, they don't pick and choose, no. They don't see like, oh, this is a top chef. Okay, I'll be nice, I'll be more lenient. No, okay, whoever, okay, complacent, okay, lapse in the application of food safety, they will be there to pounce on you, contaminate the food. All right. For home cooked sauce food that added preservative like sodium, okay, as long as from an approved source, SFA already inspected, so it's all approved. You can look up. Part of my study and research is to look up the food safety guideline, including all these acid preservative, chemical preservatives. So they have regulation, certain limit ppm parts per million. Anything exceed will not be approved. Ascorbic acid, citric acids, and all that all have limitation. So as long as they follow the guideline within the limitation per bottle, per packaging, per food item, then it's fine. So it goes back to you. If you have allergies, then you should avoid this kind of food. Yes, look up SFA website. Good question. Look up, right, this chemical. Okay, it must be approved. At the same time, it's listed inside the Food Safety Act. Most welcome, Shirley, is it? Yeah, thank you, most welcome. I hope you enjoy. All right, we have 10 more minutes to go. Keep it coming if you do have. For home cooked food, okay, home cooked food, sauce food that add preservative. Or if you have doing from home, please don't anyhow add your preservative. You need, yeah, unless your home got all the lab testing to calculate, to measure the microgram, microliter of all these to the very fine percentage. So if not, don't anyhow lah. I also can do. I know the parameters, but I don't want. Okay, because it's home. It's not a really lab where it's been certified and approved. So don't anyhow add. It's not something like you add vinegar, you add sugar and salt. This is all this preservative. It's sensitive, very sensitive. For chilled, ready-to-eat cakes in a showcase, what is the concern for consumers? Some practice 3 days, yeah. You notice also a good point there, some cake showcase is not even below 5. Then you'll be puzzling, right? How come I attended the course, it says 5 to 60 is temperature danger zone. All right, the cake showcase, the temperature state down there 7 degrees Celsius. Okay, for baked items, okay, or properly baked items, they have to keep at a certain temperature. Cannot be too low. Too low will be too hard. If you're a consumer, you buy the cake, you want to buy, you have to wait for a while. Leaving it exposed, that problem. So it's supposed to be at that ideal temperature. It's like your meat, all right, medium rare. Specific meat can be medium, can be at certain doneness. Specific meat must be fully cooked, properly cooked, thoroughly cooked. Similarly, some berries and cooked item, right? For milk, some are pasteurized. Okay, you can put at room temperature. The chiller also cannot go too low. Don't go too low because they already pasteurized. Okay, so these are the things to, in greater depth, you will learn more, but some are inside food safety course level 1, some at higher level. I attended this course in 2015. So yes, you need to take a refresher course, 2015, so 5 years, 2020. So yes, it's a new version by SFA, no longer the old version 3.0 by WDA. Now it's SSG SFA, new version for food safety course level 1. Okay. Is it true that olive oil cannot be heated and used to fry fish? Let me ask you, what olive oil you use? Don't be fool. The ideal olive oil is in a dark glass bottle, sensitive to light. You expose them to light and heat, you will lose out all the nutrients. Yes, certain degrees Celsius is important to maintain. If you do not have a thermometer, if I tell you 150 also, you cannot tell. So you can invest in a thermometer and check. If you use olive oil, don't heat it until too high. It's a very poor smoking point oil. If it heat too high, you introduce all this toxic, like all the benefits of olive oil just disappear. My suggestion to you is to enjoy the olive oil not only for light frying, not for salad, also to drink in the morning. It's good for your complexion. Yeah. Okay. Yes, olive, don't cook too long, too high using olive oil. Look for high smoke point oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, okay, sunflower oil, canola oil, all this approved by HPB. Yeah, healthier choice lah. Would you recommend wooden cutting board over the plastic type? Depends. If you say about wooden, then I would suggest a bamboo cutting board. Fantastic, long-lasting. Okay, and bamboo is eco-friendly also lah. All right. So yes, if you use a wooden type, it's meant for food. It's good. It's friendly to your knife. Okay, it's something where you discard also, they can recycle. But plastic cutting board, you discard, it cannot be recycled. That's the worst thing lah. Yeah. Plastic, wood, doesn't matter as long as you clean them properly and store them properly. Store them upright, air dry them. Do not stack them. The water, the moisture gathered in between can welcome bacteria multiplication. Okay, most welcome. I'm glad you enjoy my sense of humor. I guess hopefully the rest can share the same. Currently, unemployed can be this course useful when I get a job. Yes, of course. When you equip yourself with the food safety course level 1, you're certified. You can walk into any food establishment. They'll be more than happy to employ you because they do not have to send you to this class. They do not have to wait for you to be certified. So you'll be prioritized to be employed. Why not? Please sign up. Yeah. If you're lucky, you get me lah. Okay. Or maybe unlucky. Okay. Will I get the cert today for this course? No, this one is an introduction, okay, to tell you the importance, the approach, okay, because basic food safety is indeed a public health priority. So now you know the importance. Okay, you agree with me, sign up for the actual certification. All right, the course. Can we release the raw chicken parts in tap water before cooking in our time? Chicken part, the whole chicken or chicken part, if you say the whole chicken. For home, if you really have to wash, my suggestion is clear all your kitchen space. Don't put your drying plates, drying racks nearby. Clear, then you wash. Who knows? The spilled water, you cannot see that. It may spill onto the countertop, onto the wall, the backsplash. It may carry salmonella. So for future application, the salmonella grow in contact with the bread that placed directly on the countertop already contaminated. So if you think it's a hassle, don't have to wash. Just pack them dry and marinate them. You wash them. You reserve more water in between the joint, the cavity. When you marinate, when you cook, it steam off. There's no flavor resting on the meat or the joint there. So if you already cut them, then you want to tidy up. Do gently in the sink, very low, prevent splashing. Get a bowl of water or pail of water and do it scrubbing inside there and pat them dry. Okay, so whatever purchase you made from the shelf, if it's already clean, it's already clean. Unless you really slaughter it live, pull off the feathers and all that, then you really have to wash thoroughly. Yeah, that's a primary washing to remove bacteria. I personally went into the abattoir to check all the operation and see how the chicken has been prepared for slaughtering. It's not a welcome sight, but it's necessary for me to immerse myself in the field to know better and appreciate. Okay, so it's important that when it's dirty with blood and all that, clean, but make sure there's nothing around your counter, because your home sink is not built like industry sink. It's very deep, it's very wide, it's all stainless steel. All right, so your home sink is shallower and narrower. So when you on the tap, the water will splash all the bacteria all around. Be careful. Don't mind if I sidetrack a bit. Do you conduct this webinar for food interest group? And if you need to charge, how much would that be? Okay, I cannot say online. I don't know how to get in touch with you, but I don't conduct this kind of webinar outside yet. This is the first engagement with regards to food safety course with Skills Future Month with under NTUC LearningHub and SSG. Interesting, very interesting. Okay. For food items stored in room temperature in airtight container, are they safe to be stored for hours or days? If it's a dry food item, you have high count of sugar and salt. For your knowledge, sugar and salt is considered to be a good preservative, depending on the amount. That's why biscuits, yeah, of course, after a while it will build, okay, soften, but it actually, when you buy them, it's already off the shelf at room temperature. Okay, even though supermarket is air conditioned, but you still can put at home. So if you transfer quickly to airtight container, if it's a quality airtight container, yes, it can last. All right, but at the moment you open, close, you're introducing oxygen in. All right, and it can actually deteriorate the food and spoil the food also. So don't keep it too long. All right, but you know yourself through experience. The moment you buy after 3-4 days, it becomes too soft, it's spoiled. So take that measurement. All right. Okay, okay. Only salt lah. Salt you don't have to put in a container if you want to relate to this question, because salt dehydrate anything around it. So bacteria need moisture. So when it dehydrate, it's too dry, bacteria will find it uncomfortable. They will not be near salt, anywhere salt. So you can leave it still exposed, but still other contaminant may come in in terms of physical contamination. For food items stored in room temperature airtight containers. Okay, are we able to receive cert for this course? There's no cert issued for this course, but you should follow up by signing up. Okay, the actual food safety course level 1. All right, because they have assessments, 3 assessments to actually mark you competent, so that they can certify you, so they know when you actually use at work, we are safe. Consumers are safe. You know what to do, how to handle, and we can be assured of, and we can be confident of your deliverables. Okay. Most welcome, Fran. Hi, apology, I have to leave now, 4 p.m. Okay, sure. Thank you very much for your time, for attending. Most welcome, James. James, is it? Because I don't see your full name. Okay, let me just stretch the screen. Oh no. Oh, James Chua, yes. Most welcome, James Chua. Okay, it's 4 p.m. I don't mind staying 1 or 2 more. Is there a limit by SFA for microplastic contaminant in food, especially in seafood? As mentioned, okay, at all entry points, SFA officer will be there routinely to inspect food coming in, imported, okay, from offshore farming. So they have a mechanism, they can bring to the lab, they can bring the tools to the site to check. Okay, they check and screen whatever been approved already on the supermarket shelf, already in the wet market. Wherever you don't see there, likelihood will be rejected. Okay, will be turned back. So yes, including also other physical contamination like microplastic. So yes, in seafood, so small, so refined, so difficult. So seafood, yes, very critical. They look for biotoxin, okay, and also this kind of contamination. Most welcome, Ben, is it? Yeah, and John. Okay. All right. Take care. Stay safe, Doris. Most welcome. AL, not sure, AL's, KAL. Yeah, look up the SFA website. There's more there. A lot of PDF attachment on the Food Safety Guide, Food Safety Act. Yeah. Thank you. Most welcome, William. Sure thing. Yeah. All right. So I bid you farewell, guys. Thank you very much for your question, for your attention. I'm happy to share. Do read more. Look up. Okay. Look up especially reliable links and sources. Yeah. We don't want any false information, not hearsay. Yeah. Please. Okay. We are well equipped. Okay. We are well regulated. So please. Okay. Do the necessary to ensure food safety for all. Remember, it starts with us. Thank you. I bid you farewell. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
A very big thank you to our speaker and to each and every single one of you for being such a wonderful audience. So ladies and gentlemen, we're now at the end of the webinar and would love to receive your feedback. So once you exit this session, you will be shown a Zoom survey link on your browser. Simply complete this short survey and you may just be one of our 2 lucky participants to bring home $10 fair price online vouchers. Now, if you do wish to go for more in-depth training, then please visit NTUC LearningHub website to find out more about their courses. For busy professionals who prefer learning at your own pace, NTUC LearningHub has made learning accessible anytime, anywhere through an online learning platform, LHub Go. Also, remember to check out our other Skills Future Month 2021 webinars at www.skillsfuturemonth.sg and follow us on our social media channels to be notified of future events and promotions. Once again, thank you so much and have a fantastic day ahead.